Heart disease stands as the world's foremost cause of death, claiming millions of lives each year across every continent. Yet, there is empowering good news. Despite its prevalence, many aspects of heart disease are preventable. By making mindful choices about what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, and by staying informed, you can dramatically cut your risk and lay the foundation for long-term, vibrant health. Today, let's take an in-depth look at how you can protect your heart. We'll break down the best and worst foods for cardiac health, walk through 11 pivotal lifestyle habits, and share actionable lifestyle strategies so you can give yourself the very best chance at a healthier, longer life. First, let's talk about blood sugar. It's a vital measure that often flies under the radar, especially for those who don't have a diabetes diagnosis. But the truth is, blood sugar impacts nearly everyone. Elevated blood sugar, even levels just shy of a diabetes diagnosis, what doctors call pre-diabetes, can start the process of damaging blood vessels and the delicate linings inside your arteries. Over time, this damage paves the way for plaque buildup, inflammation, and ultimately, cardiovascular disease. Blood sugar levels naturally rise and fall during the day, but it's the sustained or frequently elevated levels that inflict the most damage. This is why it's important to keep an eye on not just your fasting glucose, the amount of sugar in your blood after a night's sleep, but also your glycated hemoglobin, or HbA1c. HbA1c gives you a snapshot of your average blood sugar over the past 2 or 3 months. It's recommended to get your blood sugar checked regularly after the age of 40, or earlier if you have risk factors such as a family history of diabetes or heart disease, excess weight, or high blood pressure. Monitoring your numbers offers valuable early warning signs. If your fasting glucose or HbA1c creeps up, it's a red flag you should heed. The good news is that lifestyle changes like improving your diet, increasing physical activity, and losing even a modest amount of weight can often bring these numbers back down. Incorporating whole, minimally processed foods, especially those high in fiber, like beans, lentils, whole grains, and fresh vegetables, can blunt the spikes in blood sugar after meals. Avoiding excess sugar and sweetened beverages is also crucial. By keeping blood sugar in check, you reduce stress on your arteries and protect your heart in the process. Blood pressure is the next key measure to consider. Known as the silent killer because it often shows no symptoms until significant damage has already occurred, high blood pressure forces your heart to work harder than it should. Over time, that added strain can weaken the heart muscle and injure blood vessels, setting the stage for heart attacks, strokes, and other complications. Ideally, your blood pressure reading, measured as systolic, the top number, and diastolic, the bottom number, should be around 120/80 millimeters of mercury, mmHg. If your readings consistently hover above 130/80, it's a definite signal to take action. Several factors contribute to high blood pressure, and fortunately, many are within your control. Reducing your sodium intake is a highly effective place to start. Most people consume far more sodium than necessary, with processed foods and restaurant meals often carrying hidden loads of salt. Managing stress is another big factor. Chronic stress cues your body to release hormones that raise heart rate and tighten blood vessels, leading to elevated pressure over time. Engaging in regular physical activity, even something as simple as brisk walking, can help your blood vessels relax and keep your numbers in a healthy range. It's also beneficial to cultivate calming habits like deep breathing, listening to music, or spending time with loved ones. If you're diagnosed with high blood pressure, your doctor may suggest medication, but often, lifestyle changes can reduce or eliminate the need for prescriptions. Monitoring your blood pressure at home, through a home cuff or wrist monitor, gives you real-time feedback and helps you stay ahead of serious problems. Perhaps the single most critical step you can take for your heart health is avoiding smoking. Cigarette smoke contains thousands of chemicals, many of which injure the lining of your blood vessels and trigger inflammation throughout your cardiovascular system. Smoking dramatically increases your risk of atherosclerosis, a hardening and narrowing of the arteries, leading to heart attacks and strokes. The harms don't stop with the smoker. Secondhand smoke exposes others, often loved ones, to similar risks. For this reason, avoiding smoky environments benefits everyone, not just those who use tobacco directly. Quitting smoking at any age rapidly decreases your heart disease risk, and after about a decade, your risk nearly returns to that of someone who never smoked. If you're struggling to quit, talk with your doctor about proven strategies, support groups, or medications that can help you find an effective path to freedom from tobacco. Alcohol is another factor worth understanding. While moderate alcohol consumption, typically defined as up to 1 standard drink per day, may have some protective effect on the heart, particularly from red wine's antioxidants, excessive alcohol intake easily negates any potential benefit and quickly becomes detrimental. Drinking more than recommended amounts increases blood pressure, can elevate triglyceride levels, a type of fat in the blood closely tied to heart risk, and burdens the liver. If you have a history of liver disease, especially fatty liver, which often coexists with obesity and diabetes, alcohol should generally be avoided altogether. Those with other health conditions or who take certain medications may also need to abstain. If you do choose to drink, keep it moderate and consider opting for red wine over spirits. And always pay attention to how alcohol might be interacting with any medications or health issues you have. While you can change your diet and lifestyle, one area that's written into your biology is your genetics. If you come from a family with a history of heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, your own risk is likely higher than average. This isn't a guarantee of developing disease, but it means you need to be more vigilant. Share your family history with your healthcare provider so they can better tailor your care. This might mean more frequent screenings, earlier interventions, or a greater emphasis on lifestyle changes. Modern medicine now offers advanced genetic tests that can identify inherited forms of high cholesterol, like familial hypercholesterolemia, or other uncommon but important risk factors. So don't hesitate to discuss your background fully at your next checkup. Stress is a silent factor that weaves its way through every facet of modern life. Long-term or chronic stress acts like a low-grade poison to your body, quietly raising blood pressure, increasing heart rate, and triggering inflammation, the common denominator in most forms of cardiovascular disease. Chronic stress can also make it more difficult to sleep, eat well, and make other healthy choices, compounding its impact on your body. Finding techniques to manage stress is essential. Meditation, yoga, and mindfulness practices have all been shown to reduce stress hormone levels and lower blood pressure. Even simple activities, like taking a walk outside, reading a good book, listening to music, or connecting with friends, can help your mind and body unwind from the onslaught of daily pressures. The key is to find what works for you and make it a regular part of your routine. If you find yourself persistently overwhelmed, irritable, or anxious, don't hesitate to seek support from a counselor, support group, or mental health professional. Quality sleep is a pillar of robust heart health. The restorative power of sleep cannot be overstated, and research now shows strong links between sleep disturbances and cardiovascular disease. People with sleep apnea, a condition where breathing stops and starts during sleep, are at especially high risk. This condition not only fragments sleep, but also leads to repeated drops in blood oxygen, putting a heavy strain on the heart. Most adults need between 7 and 8 hours of good quality sleep each night. Getting less or getting poor quality sleep creates a cascade of problems. It raises blood pressure, disrupts blood sugar, and amplifies inflammation. Improving your sleep hygiene can pay off quickly. Stick to regular bedtimes and wake times. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals late in the day. Keep your bedroom dark and cool, and minimize screen time in the hour before bed. If you snore loudly or feel tired despite adequate sleep, talk to your doctor about a sleep study to rule out apnea or other disorders. Turning to cholesterol. Cholesterol has a complicated reputation, but it's important to understand that some cholesterol is essential. The body needs cholesterol for cell membranes, hormones, and other vital functions. But problems arise with imbalances between LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, which can deposit in artery walls, and HDL, or good cholesterol, which helps sweep excess cholesterol out of the bloodstream. For optimal heart health, aim for an HDL level above 50 milligrams per deciliter in women and above 40 in men. Lowering LDL is equally important, especially if you have additional risk factors. The good news is that what you eat, how active you are, and even how well you sleep all influence these numbers. Foods rich in soluble fiber, like oats and beans, healthy fats like those in olive oil and avocados, and omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish can all help optimize your cholesterol profile. If your cholesterol remains high despite your best efforts, your doctor may recommend medication, especially if you have a strong family history or other risk factors. Vitamin D is often thought of in connection with bone health, but its protective effects extend to the heart and arteries as well. Many people, especially those living in northern latitudes or who spend most of their time indoors, have suboptimal vitamin D levels. Studies show that blood vitamin D levels above 30 nanograms per milliliter correspond with a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. The easiest way to ensure adequate vitamin D is with regular, safe sun exposure. Just a few minutes on the arms and face several times a week can be enough for many people. Dietary sources, such as fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified products, help as well, but supplements may be required if your levels are low. A simple blood test can check your vitamin D status, so ask your doctor if you're unsure. Remember, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, so more is not always better. Stick to recommended levels. One of the simplest and most effective ways to boost your heart's health is by staying physically active. Exercise strengthens the heart muscle, lowers blood pressure, improves cholesterol, reduces blood sugar, and keeps weight under control. In short, it addresses nearly every aspect of heart risk at once. The recommended minimum is 150 minutes per week of moderate-intensity cardiovascular activity. Think brisk walking, cycling, swimming, jogging, or even energetic dancing. For those with busy schedules, breaking it down into 20 to 30-minute chunks spread over most days of the week is perfectly fine. If you're just starting out, even short sessions offer big benefits for the heart and mind. Include activities that challenge your balance and flexibility, along with resistance or strength-building exercises a couple of days a week to round out your fitness profile. If you have physical limitations or are recovering from illness, consult your healthcare provider about which activities are safe and effective for you. Now let's talk about your plate, the foundation of heart health. The foods you choose to fuel your body deeply influence your cardiovascular risk, and some foods support your heart in remarkable ways. Let's start with foods to avoid or limit, since removing harmful items can be just as important as adding beneficial ones. Among the worst culprits are ultra-processed foods. These foods, think packaged snacks, sugary cereals, instant soups, and fast food, typically contain large amounts of sodium, unhealthy fats, artificial additives, and preservatives. Consuming them regularly has been strongly linked not only to heart disease, but also to a range of other chronic illnesses. Try minimizing these foods in your diet and opt for snacks prepared at home using whole ingredients. Another food you'd do well to avoid is instant noodles. They're inexpensive and quick, but the convenience comes with a cost. A single serving can pack well beyond the entire day's recommended sodium, as well as unhealthy palm oils and little real nutrition. High sodium intake is a known risk for high blood pressure, which in turn threatens the integrity of your heart and brain. Corn syrups and fructose syrups, commonly added to sodas, candies, juices, and baked goods, are another notable hazard. These added sugars quickly raise bad cholesterol, foster fatty deposits within the liver, and are a leading driver of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions, including obesity and insulin resistance, that sharply increase heart risks. Fats deserve careful consideration. Lard and coconut oil, while considered more natural by some, are both extremely high in saturated fat. Saturated fat can raise LDL cholesterol and contribute to the buildup of plaque inside arteries. Similarly, butter and most margarines are loaded with saturated and sometimes trans fats. Instead, choose healthier oils, like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, which provide unsaturated fats and beneficial plant compounds. Having reviewed foods to be wary of, let's turn to the foods that offer your heart powerful protection. Each item on this list is supported by research and easy to enjoy as part of a varied, delicious diet. Legumes such as beans, lentils, and chickpeas are nutritional powerhouses. Rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber, they lower cholesterol, promote satiety, making weight control easier, and provide a host of vitamins and minerals. Try adding beans to salads, soups, or side dishes for a heart-protective boost. Seeds, including chia, flax, and pumpkin seeds, bring concentrated nutrition to your plate. High in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and fiber, seeds support healthy blood vessels and cholesterol levels. Sprinkle them on yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. Oatmeal is one of the best foods for managing cholesterol. Its high content of beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber, binds cholesterol in the digestive tract and helps flush it out before it can be absorbed. Believe it or not, dark chocolate can benefit your heart when consumed in moderation and with at least 70% cocoa content. It's packed with flavonoids and antioxidants, which enhance blood vessel function and may slightly lower blood pressure. Enjoy a small square as an after-dinner treat. Beetroot is gaining recognition for its heart effects. It's loaded with dietary nitrates, which are converted into nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide helps dilate blood vessels, improving blood flow and lowering pressure. Try roasted beets in salads or as a side dish. Eggs were once shunned by those concerned with heart disease, but current research reveals that for most people, moderate egg consumption does not increase cardiovascular risk. Eggs provide high-quality protein, vitamins, and minerals that support overall health. If you have high cholesterol or diabetes, discuss egg intake with your doctor to tailor advice to your specific needs. Green leafy vegetables, such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, contain anti-inflammatory compounds and ample magnesium, a mineral essential for normal heart rhythm and blood pressure. They are highly versatile and easy to add to most meals. Peppers, including bell and chili peppers, are full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory components. Their vibrant colors reflect their high nutrient content, and their crunchy texture and fresh flavor make them a great addition to salads and cooked dishes. Berries of all kinds, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, stand out as some of the richest sources of antioxidants. They help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, shield blood vessels, and taste delicious on their own or in smoothies, yogurt, and cereals. Avocados are packed with unsaturated fats, particularly monounsaturated fats, that help raise HDL cholesterol and lower LDL cholesterol. The creamy texture of avocado pairs well with toast, salads, or as a substitute for mayo in sandwiches. Fatty fish, such as salmon, tuna, and sardines, bring a rich dose of omega-3 fatty acids. These special fats lower triglycerides, reduce inflammation, and protect heart rhythm. Aim for 2 servings per week if possible. Olive oil, particularly extra virgin olive oil, is a key part of the Mediterranean diet, the world's most scientifically validated eating pattern for heart protection. It's high in monounsaturated fat and polyphenols, both of which contribute to healthier cholesterol levels and reduced artery inflammation. Use it for sautéing vegetables, making salad dressings, or drizzling over cooked dishes. Incorporating these habits and foods is not an all-or-nothing proposition. Even modest changes, sustained over time, can yield major payoffs for your heart and for your entire body. Reflect on your current lifestyle, identify 1 or 2 areas for improvement, and begin there. Maybe you'll add a walk after dinner, swap chips for carrots and hummus, or replace sugar-laden drinks with water flavored by a few fresh berries. Over time, these small shifts add up and become new habits. If you've found these ideas helpful, consider sharing them with friends or family who could benefit as well. Sometimes the greatest change starts with a single conversation or a shared commitment to take that first step together. Your heart is the engine that powers your life. Nurture it with every choice you make. For ongoing support, make a point of staying up to date with science-backed health tips and inspiration. There's always something new to learn, and the more we know, the better equipped we are to take charge of our well-being. Remember, small changes today pave the way for a healthier tomorrow. Whether you're looking to prevent heart disease or manage existing risks, you have the power to shape your own journey. Start where you are. Every improvement matters. Together, let's make heart health a priority so we can all enjoy many more years of adventure, laughter, and connection. Stay strong, stay informed, and let's keep moving forward, one healthy choice at a time.